Okay, another lesson here. I wanted to show you what we can do with the shading once it has been created. And this is one of those things where as I work on projects, sometimes I find better ways to do things, and I was pleasantly surprised to find this new way to do this. I just kind of had an aha moment where I was like, oh, I could do it like this and it would be a lot easier. And so I'm going to share what I changed with you. And I'm just going to rotate this screen a little bit. Oops, rotate. Oh, there we go. So it's straight up and down. It's easier for me to work this way. It's a cool photo, but it's at an angle, and so I'm rotating the canvas so I can work a little bit more straightforward. And I'm going to focus just on this area right here. These are all the shapes that I drew out that are going to be shadows. I just kind of like emphasize these areas. And as I was doing that, I lost one of my shadows, and so I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. There we go. Okay, so first things first, it's the pencil tool. I'm just going to sample one that I already have, so that has this fill color, and I'm drawing in this shape around the eye. I have turned off all of my other like gradient stuff, anything that has texture with it, because it makes it difficult to see. So it makes it difficult to interact, not to see, but just to interact with the document if there's too many things going on at the same time. And so if you're experiencing a lag, try turning off some layers and see if that doesn't help you to adjust a little bit. So I'm just going to draw in this kind of like shadow shape right here. And I'm just going to go like this. Remember, all this stuff is behind the eye, so I can just draw straight behind it. There might be some more like mild things that I can throw in here. I'm going to change actually the tone of this. I'm going to lighten it just a little bit because that one's a little bit lighter. And then down here at the nose, the cheeks, I'm drawing in some highlights too. I was going to separate the layers, but I think now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw these highlights right in here. This one is going to be the same color as this, and then on this side over here, and again, pencil tool, I'm just going to draw in that shape right there. Gosh, I might even just like go like this and draw a big highlighted shape right there. I'm going to try and stay behind the line, and then can go behind this, and then I'm going to sample this one again. Boom. Okay, so now I should have my base color, and I think I drew on the wrong layer. I did. I'm going to take all these things that I drew in here. See, here's me making mistakes. It's okay to do that. It happens to the best of us. We just need to know how to fix it. So finding the layers that I'm after and then moving them into the correct layer, which is going to be this one up here. So I'm just going to put these in here. There we go. You can tell which layer things are in based on the color of the highlight around it. Here, this one is green, and that means that's all in the green. If I target everything, you'll see everything in that layer is green. All right, turning on the background. Now, this works, but it's a little bit like, the makeup isn't blended, so to speak. And there's probably more that I could do in here, but what I wanted to show you this is to make these things blend. What you can do is select them by clicking on them, and then we go to the effect menu up here at the top, and we go to the blur menu, which is right here, and we're going to choose this one. It's called Gaussian Blur. And when we click on this, if you hit the preview button, you'll be able to see the effect that it has. Now, if you adjust the slider, what you can do is see that the edge blurs a little bit. So that's at almost 52 right here. I'm just going to keep that in mind. If I go to this one now, same thing. you can actually apply the exact same one that you just did right here. Shift Command E is the shortcut, but if I click that button, boom, that's going to apply the same thing. Now you can see the nice gradient that's happening in here. You don't always want all of them to be the same. Like that for the nose is too much. So I'm going to dial this back a little bit. I want that to have a little bit less. It's going to be more like 10 versus 60, right? See the blend here? Let's try this out with some of the other ones. Effect, Gaussian blur. This one may be a little bit more blurry, but less than that. About 15. I like that. Boom, that's looking good. Cool, keep going with the same thing. Gaussian blur, how much? I don't know, you decide. But, you know, just kind of softening. Oh, that looks so good. Just softening these shapes here. And I just had this idea this morning. That is how, like, on the fly, sometimes things change. I've been doing it different ways for a long time, and I just realized this morning. Boom, I love the Gaussian blur effect. Looks beautiful, softens without looking too cartoonish. I'm just gonna do this whole group at once, and I'm gonna have it be a little bit less than full strength. Great, bam. This one right in here, that's gonna be a hard shadow, but I want it to have a little bit of a blur. So let's take a look at it. That's too much. I like this big long shape though with like 10 on the blur. That looks good. Digging it. Okay, you can do the same things down in here. Sometimes they can be hard edged if you wanted to. If it's a you know, very severe shadow, and like the edge of the shadow is pretty pronounced, you know, just do a little bit. And you can do this throughout your whole project. Any place that you see where you want to modify or soften the shadows and highlights using the Gaussian blur tool. I'm going to do this one more time. There's one more piece right there. Effect, Gaussian blur. Boom, just a little bit. Nice. Okay, that's how to use that tool to adjust your shading.